Welcome to Cigar Hustlers Podcast, episode 65. This week we sit down with Chad Rowland from Blackhawk Knives and Jimmy Morrissey from Shamrock Knives. Everybody enjoy the show.
Hello, Mr. Michael. How are you?
Hello, Michael. It's only been so long since we've done one.
Yeah, so if we do like a 3-hour one, like that one, we'll break it up.
Yeah, I got no break.
It'll be
no break.
Yeah, I mean, we just did one, and this one will air either before or in the middle of or whatever from Skip from Roma Craft. So
we went till 2:30 in the morning.
it was a fucking.
Well, I mean, if it goes that long, you don't realize it. At least then you know it must be good. At least good to you.
Oh no, we knew.
I felt like I realized in the last hour. I could tell you that much. Like, holy shit, I'm fucking tired.
You started yawning.
Yeah.
Very rude.
Yeah, I know. Well, I took a nap before this one, and I got my little monster going, so I'm ready to go.
Good deal.
All right.
I lost my belt, Michael.
Your belt that holds your pants up? Though?
Yeah, I don't know where the hell it
brother's
went.
just bought 4 of them, so.
Yeah, he's super bougie.
Those mediums.
I'm fucking married with kids, so I just got the one belt. So I don't know where the fuck it is.
Some rope like Jethro from the Hillbillies.
Oh, your phone rang and then it didn't ring. I mean,
Sorry, I just texted my wife.
What do you want to? I got a couple other little things to talk about before we introduce our guests.
I got a show update and things like that.
Well, I wanted to start by saying, you, my friend, you're a pretty funny guy.
Well, thank you.
You know, we were listening to some of the podcasts on the patio.
This is my job here.
And, I mean, you run me over a lot, but you're still pretty funny when you do it.
You know, but Skip wanted me to run him over when he was here.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to jump to next statements.
Sorry.
You know, what's the deal with that? Like, when we get some of the titans of the industry in here, you fucking shut up real quick.
Being respectful.
You don't say anything.
Man of his caliber.
Yeah, you did the same with Caldwell, though, too.
Well, I've never met him before. I was just listening to his story. Felt weird interrupting him. You, I don't mind. Hell, who cares what you
Yeah, you shit all over me. You're pretty funny when you do.
I got this thing though now. I've been watching Boston Legal. Have you ever watched Boston Legal? From the 2000s?
Yeah, like 100 years ago.
Right. Well, I'm watching the reruns now.
Okay.
Okay, you know, William Shatner's got that character on there, Denny Crane.
Oh, yeah.
I had to look at my notes. I forgot the name.
The source.
Yeah, but he's got onset of Alzheimer's, so he forgets things.
Right.
So when he doesn't know what to say, he just says his name, Denny Crane. So now if I don't have anything to say, I'm just going to say my name.
You're going to say, I'm Mike Palmer?
Just Mike Palmer.
And I'm Mike Too?
No, I'm just going to say Mike Palmer. When you turn to me, I have nothing to say, I'm just going to go, Mike Palmer.
So my gym workout's been getting kind of out of control.
No more cold plunging?
No, I didn't go this week, but I got to get back into the cold plunging. But so I bought a rower at the house so I could space out between weightlifting and cardiovascular.
I don't know how expensive those are, but a guy in my neighborhood's selling a canoe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the same thing?
I mean, that necessarily, I don't know where I'd put that.
Well, there's 2 lakes in my neighborhood. I'll keep it at my house.
Oh, and just row around there?
Just come over there and row around the ponds.
Perfect, like 9 o'clock at night, have no issues.
Well, there's an alligator, but same with your.
Well, I bought the rower and I didn't tell my wife, and she was pissed.
You didn't think she'd notice the giant piece of equipment in the middle of the living room?
Yeah, no, I thought she'd notice. I didn't think that she'd give a shit.
Is it in the kitchen? I mean, where did you put it?
I put it in the garage and I busted out when I need to use it.
Oh.
But it did not go over that I thought as well as I thought it would.
Would you think she would just jump right on and be ready to go?
I just thought that she'd be like, "You're an asshole," and then that would be it.
She said that today.
Yeah, see that was the reaction I was expecting instead of, it was in big trouble. Big trouble.
Probably other things that she wanted.
So there's a job application for a job at Roma Craft.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
We did.
Is anybody taking the job?
Yeah, I think I know who they're going to hire.
Is that why Greg's not here today?
Yeah, Greg's gone.
Greg left.
There you go. That's why.
He doesn't. My brother,
took his new knives.
I'm trying to be nice. He's he's his own man. He's his own man. But
wait, can I say something funny about your brother?
Go ahead.
He had to run an errand the other day. He asked me to come with him. So we went and got his Stingray holster. Went and checked on his Jeep that's broken that hasn't worked since the day he bought it. And then we went by to check on his gold-plated steak knives or whatever he's got the guys making here.
Right.
He's very bougie, your brother.
Well, I mean, since you're kind of already converting into that, you guys want to introduce yourselves and.
Well, see, it's called a lead-in, Michael, in the industry.
It's a technical term. It's a lead-in.
It's a lead-in.
Yeah.
You're so
Hold
good.
this guy's hand through everything.
Chad Bolin. I'm with Black Hog Knives, and
I'm Jim Morrissey with Shamrock Knives.
So, how did you guys get into fucking making knives?
Oh, Lord.
well, who wants to start? Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I've been going a lot shorter at it than Chad has, so my story's shorter. I just like knives.
Right.
Certainly, of course, like most other people, love that show, Forge and Fire.
Right.
And I've known Chad for over 10 years through our careers, and we were bullshitting one day, and it was like, he's like, I make knives. I'm like, no, really? Well, that's it now, And I never left. I went over to his shop a year ago, and
I live here
that's
now.
it. I didn't left. He gave me a key, and he screwed up. So
That's how I got here. I got a key.
Yeah.
That's pretty much that.
He gave me
So
a key,
you know
and
exactly what we're
And then I
talking
never
about.
left.
Then
Now I
You
have
get
my
a
own
key, you don't leave.
studio downstairs.
So you use all of the same materials that Chad has.
yeah, we've invested in some tools now together, larger presses and stuff.
Oh, it's kind of like this podcast.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. So he got lucky. He came in and he got to see the years of equipment that I'd already built up. He goes, I don't need that.
Right.
And I don't need the grinders anymore. I don't need the forge. Okay. Well, what do we need left? No, let's just get the forge press now.
Right.
So
So you decided just to get into it. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to start making some knives.
Yeah.
I mean, he already had the equipment. You just kind of slid right in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great for me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
a lot
pretty cool.
easier than my story.
So what happened to you? What made you decide to get into making knives?
Man, I had wanted to make knives probably since I was 5. Like a lot of people who make knives, they see the original Conan with Arnold Schwarzenegger when they were a kid.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna do that. I was the same thing. I'm like, I saw them making the sword at the beginning. I'm like, I'm gonna do that, and
Right.
everyone told me, nah, you're not. No one does that anymore. So repeatedly years and years of you can't do that. And, I got fed up with it around 30th birthday. Heard it one more time. It's like, what do you want to do for your birthday? It's like, I want to go up to Arkansas and take the 2-week course at the American Bladesmith School. And they're like, nah, well, you can't really do that. And I said, you know what? Fuck you.
Right.
Got up, walked outside. I'm gonna show you all wrong. So I went and built my first ugly forge on a rolling cart and brake drum like a lot of people do, and just proceeded to make the world's ugliest butter knife.
Yeah.
But I still
You still have it?
Oh yeah, I still have it. I've got
backwards?
yeah, it's backwards. I forged it backwards.
What?
Talk into the microphone.
I am.
If you turn your head sideways, you still have to talk to the side.
Stop yelling at me.
You have to talk to the side of the
You're
microphone.
always yelling at me.
I don't like your tone.
Okay.
I like the tone you're
So
taking
you
with me,
so you
sir.
still have the original knife?
Oh yeah, I still have the original one. That one and the second one, so I show people. I started. I keep them as an example.
Right.
I started teaching classes and so forth. I tell everyone, hey, these are the first 2 knives I ever made. Yours are going to look a lot better than this, and everyone's knives look better than mine. My first 2.
Right.
Because they were ugly. I had, my thing was like, I'll watch a YouTube video and I can do that, and
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to podcast.
Yeah.
And then,
That's how I learned how to install a toilet.
yeah, and then 10 minutes in, you're sitting here like, what was the next thing? What do I got to do? It looks
shit.
it looks so simple when they did it. Why can't I
Yeah, I
do
think
this?
those
Right.
videos are rigged. It looks so easy when they do things.
So so who was the person that pissed you off the most? Where you said, you know what? Fuck you, I'm gonna do it. Because
My ex-wife.
your ex-wife.
That's the one who got the fuck you.
So were you married at the time? Or?
Yes. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And well, hey, so there's some kudos there. You gotta say,
Well, yeah, I guess you could say it's like she's just driving me to success, but I'm not gonna give her that credit.
Don't give the ex-wife credit. Never give the ex-wife credit.
Yeah, Mr.
I only
Palmer.
have 25% of my shit left over
Yeah,
here. So.
yeah, Mr. Palmer has like 7 ex-wives.
Just two.
He hasn't figured it out yet. So,
Okay.
but God willing, this is the last one.
Cheaper to keep her, right?
Well, at this point, he
I got nothing
doesn't.
left.
He doesn't have anything.
I got nothing.
Yeah,
So-
see, it doesn't matter
She knew
then.
that coming in.
Yeah. So if she, she wanted half of nothing.
If she wants to leave now, she just takes her own shit back with her.
Right. Here you go. Take that. Well, who gets the dogs?
Well, I get the new one.
Because you couldn't handle it? Because the boxer, or because
No, because he's become my dog.
Oh, yeah.
He likes
Personal
me
investment in
better.
the dog now. It's staying. It's mine.
so you have your own shop.
Yep.
You build your own knives. I mean, I'm going to kind of lead into you. You actually went ahead and made a cool ass knife for us. But before that, so what do you do Do you have a regular job or?
Yeah, I still have a regular job. My actual job is I am a project coordinator for fire suppression systems.
Okay.
So most of what I do is for data, telecommunication, and government contracts.
And that's how I met Chad.
That's how-
I'm a manager for a large cable company.
Okay.
And I've worked with him doing our fire suppression systems for, over 10 years.
So, and then you became besties.
Yep.
That's it, yeah.
He just showed up one day and said, I live here. I love you. And I said, I just had to accept it.
It wasn't weird. It was
I have to accept it. It's okay. I me, he cuddles. He's nice.
Yeah.
So.
So how many hours you put in your regular job? 40 hours? 50?
I wish.
Right.
As many as they tell me I'm salary.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
got that boat. Mine, fortunately, in my area, I'm on a large contract, so it's just down to like 45, 50 hours. But it's out of town, so then so I get the pleasure of working out of town for most of the week, and I come back and I have to fit all the forging or classes I have into like a day or two.
So you teach people making knives.
Yep.
And then you make additional knives, right? Fuck, man. You have kids?
Yes.
How do you find the time for them?
It's hard.
Right.
It's hard. Sometimes you just take a weekend off. Like last weekend, I just took it off and said, you know what, we're gonna go out. We went to the west coast of Florida, hung out at the beach, had a few days just to spend it with the family. Didn't do anything knife wise.
So how long have you been making knives?
I've been making knives for actually the 26th of this month, April 26th, will be 7 years.
7
Wow.
years. No
Yep.
shit. And then you just stumbled.
You carry a really cool knife with you every day?
Yeah, I used to, but then my company
sword or something?
told me, it's like, you know what, you really can't carry a knife like that around. You're kind of making people nervous. So,
Really?
and not a person ever said it made them nervous. Usually every person's like, dude, where'd you get that? That's cool. And then
Right.
I made this. This is mine. So
Yeah. HR got a hold of you with the problem.
yeah, that's what it is. It's like that blade's a little bit longer than 3 inches, and I'm not going to accomplish cutting anything with a 3-inch knife, So
Exactly. Like, but I have to stab the HR person. So that's me.
No, I didn't say that. Don't condone it.
Full disclaimer.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever you do with your knife made by us is
Yeah,
what you
yes,
do with
whatever
it.
you
We
do with your
take no
knife made by us
responsibility.
does not count after you reach the parking lot with this knife.
So you made a badass blade for us that we gave away at our last at the Postania event.
Yep.
Which was Damascus steel, right?
Yep.
It was over 400
There
layers
were
of
400
Damascus.
layers.
Damn, man, that's crazy. And how long did it take you to make that thing?
That was before the forge press, so every layer was folded by hand. It took me 4 days to fold the steel. Took a day to finish the knife, and a day to finish forge profile, and another day to do the handle work on it. So yeah, I had 6 days in making that knife.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. And now some guy just has it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, hey, I bought a few cigars. This is mine now.
So, I mean, like, how do you determine the value of something like that?
Labor,
Right.
I mean, obviously, cost of materials.
Yeah.
but that's something super labor intensive.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking.
But there are some dudes that have specialties that have been in the knife industry, right? And they charge a fuck ton of money.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
your name can generate a lot of the cost. Your name, your fit and finish, specialty, everything like that. It honestly comes down to where you have to be honest with yourself and look at the product that you make and look at where you are with other knife makers and try to see, do I make a product that is as good as theirs,
Right.
or is it not? You can't just, it's one of those things like, don't bullshit yourself, because if you do, you're going to sell it to a customer who did buy it for the price you put out. It's not worth that. And a lot of building up your company as a knife maker from the startup is like by word of mouth.
Right.
Is by actually using the product, using the blade, seeing how it is. And if someone's like, oh, I bought this for like $300, it's like, that's not a $300 knife. They all know. It's like, oh, this guy way overcharges.
Right.
You pretty much get like one chance with a customer on a high purchase, like a chef's knife or something like that. So you have to be honest with yourself.
Right.
Everything we make is tested, and
Yeah.
we have some testings that go wonderful and some that don't.
Right.
He woke up to a message from me at 5 a.m. with a chef's knife broken in half. It snapped.
happens.
It broke
It
during
happens.
heat treatment.
No
it was
kidding.
just a new type of steel that I haven't worked with before.
Right.
And
So it's not Valerian.
just
steel?
try. No, not Valerian.
No.
Little. It was
Dragon glass?
52 100, and just trial and error.
Right.
And it was error. So
It's one of those like, I guess
a little bit of labor just went out the window, but I'll make it again.
It's kind of a learning curve, though, right?
Yeah, it's just getting used to it. But that's why we test everything.
Right.
I won't send anything out of the shop that hasn't been, tested.
You charge him rent?
Do I charge him rent? Yeah, I charge him rent. I can't tell you what the price is, though.
That cuddly to get
It's
from
like
earlier.
beer or some shit? That's awesome.
Just right off the bat, it's like, I want 2 sets. I want this and that and that. How much? It's like,
Right.
whoa, there's a whole lot of questions and answers that gotta go in this before you get a price.
That's Greg for sure.
And nothing mixes better than coming and having beers before you go make knives.
Right.
Super,
Of course.
not a dangerous thing at all.
Yeah, highly recommended.
It was a great time.
So you're making a set for him or some shit too?
Yes, I am making a 10-piece set for him. Chef's knife, utility, paring, fillet knife. Let's see what else. He wants
Steak knives.
5 steak knives. He wants like a larger, kind of like a
He
fruit
doesn't
knife.
like people to come to his house. What's he going to do with 5 steaks?
His
One for each day of the
the
week.
So one for
the
day of the
engraving that he wants on it is even better. He wants, do not put this in the dishwasher. I will fucking kill you with it.
No shit.
That's what he wanted for an engraving on these knives. I'm like, hey, if that's what you want, we can work it out.
Yeah, never put your knives in the dishwasher.
Yeah,
It's
don't
horrible.
do. Yeah, do not put your knives in the dishwasher.
So we had to oil the Damascus blade that you gave
Yes.
us, right? So how long does you have to do that for? Forever or?
Well, it's always a good practice to oil them. I mean, it's that one. It's not stainless. It's not stainless Damascus. It's a high carbon Damascus.
Right.
So you put some mineral oil in it, like light coat and so forth, and you do that just to protect the steel.
Right.
But I mean, if you're not putting your hands on it a lot, or you're not using it like outdoor wise or so forth, or like cutting meat or things like that, you're pretty good with it. But just keep it clean, keep it dry, light coat of mineral oil. That's just basic knife maintenance.
Right.
And we weren't really sure if being in the shop with you having the humidor and different humidity levels and
Different elements.
Yeah, and
it was more safe than sorry.
Right.
Just put the oil on.
And we didn't know if it was going to be covered or not. So it's like one of those, like, I don't know if people are going to be touching it.
We didn't know it was going to be covered.
Yeah, it's like one, it's very sharp. It can shave. It does shave. And 2, if you start putting your fingers on it, all the oils and everything from your hands get on the steel. It's high carbon steel. It can cause it to rust.
No shit. So you strolled in one day, said you're about to make some knives, and then you're like, okay, cool, this is a cool spot. And then he fucking yoked you into making some knives for the shop as well as making some knives for himself.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, it'd be great to have a blade for like a Pastani event. And then, of course, anyone starts saying like, I want something cool, and my head just can't be like, well, I can just make you like a camp knife. I'm like, what sounds like way over the top and way labor intensive to make?
So you're gonna make a second knife for us too, right?
Yes.
which we already started that.
Yeah, we already started that one.
So what kind of knife is that?
This one is.
I know we talked about it.
Yeah,
but
this is going to be somewhat like a Scottish dirk,
right.
but it's going to be pretty much like a short sword by the time it's done. The blade is over a foot long already. It's
No
going to
shit.
be through tang, and custom handles. Going to layer the handle through it itself. Brass guard, brass pommel.
No kidding.
Yeah, hand forging the fuller, or what some people call the blood groove.
Right.
Yeah,
The blood groove.
yeah, the blood.
Just
groove.
sounds so good. Well, I mean,
What's this? It's my blood group.
so for that knife, what we want to do is we want to kind of give you a little more exposure and also give the brand, the Postania brand, more attention as well. So we're going to do like a whole marketing campaign on a national level.
Okay.
Which I think will be pretty badass.
Yeah, Greg had kind of mentioned, like, he had teased a little bit about it, but we didn't talk about that too much when we were here for the event. We were just hanging out, meeting people, shaking hands and kissing babies,
Right.
that whole kind of thing. Do not bring your baby to a cigar bar.
Yeah, I was unfortunately dead on that day. So
I heard you were a
fucking-
little under the weather for a while.
I tried like hell to make it, dude, but it was a bad stomach bug, and I showered and I was like, fuck, I can't even make it out of here. So I just went right back to bed.
Yeah, I didn't think I was making it here today.
Yeah.
Not
He's
after
like-
this kidney stone.
He's like, I should make it, but I'm not missing it.
Kidney stones are no fucking joke, dude.
No.
This surgery, I don't wish it upon anyone.
Absolutely. You want to ask the questions, Mr. Michael?
We can do the question, sure. We've got
All
these.
right.
Oh, well, they
ahead.
listen to the podcast. We have these 5 questions we ask everybody.
All right.
Are you sure that they listened?
They said they did. They showed us the apps on their phone.
Well, maybe they listened the first 10 seconds.
And then they didn't hear anything but the intro.
Right?
You said
awesome
it's a pain in the
intro.
ass, don't you?
It's an awesome intro.
I really like the horns.
Just digging it, man.
All right. Well, one person, living or dead, would you like to share a cigar with?
I'd say a man I didn't get to meet, my great grandfather. My grandfather had an integral role in raising me and taught me a lot. But his father was started a union up in New York that part of the ILA, and was my whole family worked on tugboats. And from what I hear, stories, that man would be somebody I'd love to sit down and be able to bullshit with over a cigar.
No shit.
And probably a whole bunch of whiskey.
Right. All right.
That's a good choice, man.
I really set the bar.
You can
for
pick
you
his
there.
grandfather too if you want.
You know that
Chad,
almost,
Chad, you can come along.
that almost be pretty cool. It's like, hey, can I step in on this?
He was the kind of guy, you'd go in the union hall and be like, oh, who are those? And be like, yeah, we don't talk about those guys.
Right.
Back in the 1950s
day,
and
right.
40s. And
Man, that'd be pretty cool. That kind of stumped me a little bit. Living or not living.
it's probably me, isn't it?
Well,
I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look at that bucket list. It's already done.
Check.
Mission accomplished.
Good off right there.
It's-
All right, we'll go to the next question.
yeah, I'm gonna have to think on that. Just give me a moment.
So let me kind of parlay that question too. Since you guys are knife guys, is there anybody living or dead who you'd want to make a particular knife for?
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Works with the next one's even better.
Currently, my favorite guy currently, Neil Kamakori.
Yeah,
He's
who's
a knife maker out of Hawaii.
Yeah, okay.
But he was on that show Forged in Fire.
Right.
Only he was making knives for like 7 months, and he is a huge name now. I mean, he's just
makes
Wow.
amazing,
unbelievable
amazing
talent
blades.
that this man has, and super humble. I mean, I've listened to a bunch of podcasts that he's been on and things. Super amazingly talented man.
Okay.
And I'd love to be able to go and make a knife with him or learn from him.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to make a knife with and for Bob Kramer.
Yeah.
He's a ABS master smith whose specialty is chef's knives and cutlery. He came up with one. I don't think he may not have pioneered it, but he did learn one of the ways to make Damascus out of meteorite.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
so he makes Damascus blades out of meteorite, and I believe he learned a lot of his skill set and everything for Damascus is an ABS smith who lives here in Florida, Steve Schwartzer. So and I've actually got to hang out with him. I'd love to make a blade with him too, but nailing him down is a hard thing. So that'd be a toss up. It'd either be Bob or Steve.
Meteorite sounds expensive.
Oh yeah, it's expensive. It's not cheap.
How does
It's kinda
one
hard to find.
How does one obtain meteorite?
You go out at night, you wait and watch it fall. Then you
Yeah,
drive
you
around
just
and pick
chase
it
it
up.
down.
That's cool. Just with the fucking binoculars.
Right. I hope it's not. Oh wait, could you make?
I'm
a knife
pretty
out
sure
of,
Amazon sells them. You know, you can probably.
probably.
I mean, right.
Better get it in 2 days, goddammit.
They got
My
is that
Prime.
is that Prime? We'll put it in the locker for you. Go pick it up.
Well, we'll just change the next question too then.
Okay.
What one fictitious person would you guys like to make a knife for?
Genghis Khan, if you say his name correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought you said it wrong, but that's how you say it?
Yeah, it's Genghis Khan.
Oh, Chengiz.
Yep. That's the man who united the Mongols and almost took over most of the known world at the time. If he hadn't passed away, they would have done it. He was a brilliant military tactician. I'd love to make a blade for him.
What's it say? If you trace back everybody's DNA, everybody's sort of related to
You
him.
probably
in some
have a
way.
little bit of the Khan in
A
you.
little bit of the con there.
He was not shy about that.
Well, that's a tough one. I love Bowie knives, and I mean, I'd love to make one for old Jim Bowie. It's a
This is a
pretty
good
cool
pick.
knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we actually just did a Bowie Kukri hybrid a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And then,
yeah, that's right. Who was
Very unfortunately, the man that I made that for is one of my
Yeah.
very close friends, and he just passed away yesterday.
Oh man.
So
that
it's-
sucks.
Sorry. Did he
Yeah, it was-
leave the knife to somebody?
No, his wife has it because she contacted me to let me know that he passed, and he was in an organization that I'm in.
No.
Was it kind of unexpected or?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
motorcycle accident.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. Next.
That kind of brings us down now.
Yeah. Well.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, best piece of advice anybody ever gave you.
Don't get hit on a motorcycle.
There you go.
Probably go back to my grandfather. Don't take shit from anyone.
Right.
And I don't. So it's.
I take shit from Mike Palmer every podcast.
Every day. What do you mean, just podcast?
Yeah, it's true. But at least it's documented on the podcast.
But you benefit from it, right?
Of course.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take shit if I'm learning from it. Yeah, if it's a
Right.
learning experience, sure. Just
I don't think I'm learning anything from him.
Oh, I certainly am. He'll come in and go, hey, this video's nice, but can you make like spinning things come into the picture?
How do we
stuff?
change that?
Holy shit.
That's what. Hey, you're the producer.
I'm just
You're-
learning.
You're producing. So, what about you? Best
Probably from my dad. My dad had this mentality of pretty much like fuck the system. If you think you can do it, you can.
Right.
So my dad is the epitome of the underdog story his whole life.
Yeah.
So he kind of instilled that in me too. It's like everyone told me I couldn't do these things, and I did them anyways. So you don't have to follow. You don't have to follow the status quo. Go be your own person. So he gave me that advice to be my own person.
So what'd your dad do?
Oh, my dad is a former. It was before Rangers or anything like that. He was he's a Vietnam veteran.
Right.
But
Badass.
Yeah,
That's
a
what it
lot of missions that are one of those that still are not declassified yet.
Right.
Yeah, he was part of the last mission to go over to Iran during the hostage crisis. Was in the late 70s, early 80s.
No kidding.
So he volunteered to go there when he was no longer active duty, but he had the training to go. So he went and he volunteered.
No shit.
Is
Yep.
he local? Can we get him in here?
Actually, he is. He is. I mean, local-ish. He's about an hour away over towards Ocala, but yeah, he's still in Florida. Man, he's got stories that I need to write a book.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's got some stuff that I can't remember.
There's
It's
movies
crazy.
made over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Favorite cigar? You have a favorite cigar?
I mean, Pastani, of course.
Oh, yes,
right?
obviously,
I mean,
obviously.
it's funny. I used to always smoke Cohibas, and then when people started being able to go over to Cuba and stuff now,
Right.
I have friends in Miami that would send me Cuban ones, and I came in here looking for one, and Greg's like, "Yeah, we don't really carry those a lot." And
Right.
I was like, "All right, well," and so I don't know if we pissed him off or what. We're like, "Hey, we'll try one of your house cigars." And he's like, "It's more than a house cigar. It's a national brand." We're like, "Oh."
It's the one that
So,
started here.
That's
It's-
the one thing that pisses both of them off.
Yeah.
Tried the
house
Habano,
cigar.
and I this is the only cigar I have when I come in here now. I really like
Awesome.
it. So it is actually it's a great
Yeah,
cigar.
it's like I would say like bad wording or so forth. I'll own up. I'm the guy that said it's like the house cigar thing.
Right. The house blend.
The house. And he's like, hey, it's like I
would
mean,
never insult you like
it's
that.
like I'm not saying that's all it is. This is where it started. This is the house that it built, right?
They were like coming asking you guys for a Swiss Army knife.
Your blades are okay, but do you have like a Beck or Benchmade? Oh man, I'm gonna quit now. I don't really know. I'm a noob.
Yeah, you just was your first cigar when I brought you in here.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
No shit.
Yep.
That's cool, man. So I mean, that's the best part when you're like just kind of getting into it and
Yeah, then
getting
it's like, I
smoked
don't know.
and
It's
shit.
like there's a treasure trove of all these
there's
things.
so many
and
ones
I
you
have
could
no
try.
idea.
Yeah, starting them out, I was like, well, you got like the acid cigars. You get a little lighter. You can
Right.
try something flavorful.
some
or,
infused
it's-
stuff, kind of get you going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always a good jump off, right? And then kind of as you gravitate into it, then that's when you really start to define what you really like. And I remember the first year of me smoking, I decided to look up what country of origin were the top 5 cigars that I was smoking. They were all Nicaraguan.
Really?
Yeah. So, it could be different for you. It could be Dominican, a little bit lighter, a little bit smoother. But, it's always pretty fascinating to see how different everybody is and kind of what everybody enjoys, right? So,
You guys have a favorite knife? Favorite type of knife you like?
Are you talking about? That gets really tricky there because it depends on the use. If you're going for like
If I was
culinary.
going to kill somebody, what would be a good knife
Oh,
to use?
well, I do not condone.
Yeah, we would not sell you a knife to do this particular task.
Oh, sorry.
If you
We'll just call it everyday use.
your
Oh,
EDC, your everyday
EDC.
carry.
There you go.
Mike, I think you'd be the last person that would ever kill somebody. I mean, you've been divorced 75 times, so, and they're all still alive.
77.
You've had many chances and you failed every time.
And you don't have a jumpsuit or nothing.
Anybody's willing to kill somebody.
You do have this room, though.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, put them downstairs.
Back to the Bowie knife. I've always loved the shape and the style and size of a Bowie knife.
Is there like an iconic blade that you really like? I mean, for me, aside from like Game of Thrones shit that's kind of new, the Conan sword from Conan the Destroyer, I thought was like the fucking best sword.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
And then the Cloud sword that I was busting your balls about from Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
The Cloud Buster.
Yeah, Cloud Buster.
I mean, that's a badass sword. Is there like an iconic knife or sword that you guys say that thing is fucking next level?
I mean, I love medieval swords. Love going to Renaissance fairs and whatnot. We just starting to plan to make a large, broadsword. So that's what we both want to do is make a, big double-edged, Conan style.
No shit.
Yeah. My iconic sword, the one that I've always thought was one of the coolest ones that I'd like to make, is actually it's an Ulfbert blade. It was like a Viking design, like a pattern welded steel, almost like a Damascus that they would make. But I mean, it's intense. You'd have to get like your own iron if you want to do it the traditional way, which is how I want to do it. I want to do everything how they did it. Get your own iron, get your own charcoal, burn it in through the top, make it steel, hammer out the puck, make the sword, hand cut in the inlays to actually spell out Ulfbert in there, lay in the actual the iron, so when you etch it, you can actually read it in the blade. It's an awesome blade.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Where'd you see it?
Oh, I've seen one in a couple museums.
Oh, okay.
They have them in museums.
So I'm talking like movies, and you're like, yeah.
Oh, like documentaries and stuff like that. I mean, if you've seen Vikings, almost every single kind of blade they're swinging around is a replica of like an Ulfbert.
So that's ending.
Yeah.
You hear about that?
Yeah, this is the final season of the Vikings. Yep.
Huh. I've never seen it.
I figured they would have killed it off after the main.
That's kind of when everything started. Yeah, when Ragnar.
Yeah, it was like.
Spoiler alert.
I tried, but
if you have not watched any Vikings.
So.
But a good show overall.
Yeah, it's a good one. They're making a spin-off series from it.
Of course,
from what
they
I've heard.
They make spin-offs for everything.
Oh yeah.
So how many knives you guys produce annually?
Let's see. I usually make about. Right now, maybe it varies from like 60 to 100.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not doing this full time. This is for me is maybe quarter
this is
part
like a
time.
side hustle. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, about 60 to 100 is what I do annually.
No shit.
This year, just this year, I'm into I'm 26 so far.
Yeah.
So as I had a bunch of orders coming at once for kitchen cutlery.
No kidding.
So that was 18 right there.
Yeah.
And,
just a week and a half ago, made 15. So I mean, already this year, I'm already up to. I mean, for orders, I'm already up to about 38.
No shit.
Just and then blades that I make when I teach classes, because I always make a knife with them. If you do that, I'm well over going into 50 right now.
So do you have a back order list or something like that?
Oh yeah. There's a back order list right now.
I just tell anybody who calls for an order, it's 6 to 8 weeks for me to make.
Yeah, I actually had to update my website. I'm like, it's 4 months right now. If you're on, it's like, hey, but. Yeah, if you want a custom piece, I mean that's awesome. I'd love to make something with you. We'll collaborate, make your own blade. But just letting you know, you got a little bit of a wait.
No shit.
I'm lucky right now that I don't have to work out of town. So at night after work, I can go to the shop and.
Right. The shop is at your house.
No. The shop is actually we have our own forge, so it's not at anyone's house.
Yeah,
it's just across the bridge. Yeah.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to tell how people can get in touch with you if they want a blade made or they have questions? Anything for your website or email or anything?
Oh, yeah, you can put yours out there too.
For me, it's just Shamrock Knives on Facebook and Shamrock_Knives on Instagram.
Okay.
And then ShamrockKnives@gmail.com.
Cool.
For mine, it's Black Hog Knives on Facebook. It's Black_Hog_Knives on Instagram if you want to look me up there. blackhogknives.com for the website. Got contact lists there. I have a couple blades up that I make quite a few times. You can click on those, order that style if you want already off. I'm starting to do a monthly newsletter of everything that I've just made, so you can purchase it now, cool. Kind of thing.
And you're pretty good on social media, man. I've noticed that we've had some good back and forth, some interactions and stuff.
Yeah, I try to keep up with that. Most of the time, I've noticed that they don't mind so much about a weight as if you communicate.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, so I try to, even if I have that large backlog, every week I reach out to everyone who's got an order. Say, hey, this is where you're at right now. This is how long you can. You got to look. Hey, I've got your handle material that I got in. I've sourced it from here and all that stuff. Here's a little preview picture. Make it kind of part of the whole.
Make it part of the process.
Yeah, part of the process.
Yeah.
You're
That's
actually
nice
there
stuff.
seeing it get built along with. You're not there, but you can see the stages as I see them. So
that's awesome.
If you're just
tough conversation I had to have this week after having the kidney stone surgery with, I think 8 different customers. Like, that 8-week timeline is going to be about 10 now.
Right.
I'm sorry, I got to push it out about 2 weeks.
Hey, shit happens.
So
man.
they were all pretty cool about it.
Yeah, usually if you're open, they're pretty cool. I did have one customer one time. I was like, hey, this actually happened December 2017. I mean, I've got the scar into my knuckle right here. It's like, hey, I put a knife all the way down to my bone and my finger. So that timeline is going to have to get pushed back a little bit, like an extra 2 weeks. And this one person, I caught nothing but flack for it.
No shit.
I'm like, and then I felt bad, because I've actually got video of me with stitches in my finger, hand sanding a blade. And I'm still getting yelled at by this person. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, I'm trying. It's like, but there's only so much you can do when you got like a couple stitches in your hand.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
And then we're starting a new venture.
Yeah. Because we're 2 separate companies, but we're friends. We work out of the same forge. So we're naming the forge. We're going with Black Shamrock. So
that's cool.
Black Shamrock
Nice.
Forge.
Yeah.
And we'll have a combined company and then our own separate companies.
yeah. So if you want like a specific thing from either Jimmy or I, it goes to that company. But if you want a collaboration piece out of the both of us, that'll be the Black Shamrock Forge.
That's badass.
And then we're thinking of branching out maybe stuff other than just knives.
Right.
I mean, bottle openers are a big thing for people. But we just bought some steel to start making cigar ashtrays. We're going to start trying to do cigar ashtrays.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
I know a
neat.
place where you can sell them. So.
Yeah.
Really? Where's that at?
There's a Corona cigar.
Corona.
Yeah.
The other bridge.
Across the other bridge.
We'll call Jeff right
Not
now.
a-
Get
Story you
Jeff
don't
on.
talk about, right? You don't go there.
You're not good enough for our store. Get out of here.
So, I mean, I guess that pretty much wraps it up, right?
I got a quick little show update.
Yeah?
As of last Tuesday. We got 17 subscribers on YouTube now.
Ooh, with no video.
With no video.
Fucking
With no
amazing.
video.
I love it.
California is now our biggest market in the United States.
Wow.
They have surpassed
Very cool.
Florida. They are
No shit.
taking 22.85% of our listening audience now.
Wow.
We're going to have to step it up, Florida.
Step it up.
Yeah, that just
right.
happened. Florida was in the lead.
I feel like we should just move to Cali.
just move to California. Well, if you're going to do that, then the number 2 internationally is Romania.
Ooh.
They just beat the UK.
Can't say that I'm moving to Romania.
Is not moving to Romania?
No.
Why not? I'm pretty sure your currency's going to skyrocket over there.
Yeah, maybe, but it seems like a
I
lot.
don't
of
know. Are they
commitment.
part of the EU? Then you might be owing
I
them
mean,
money.
what's their Wi-Fi like? I mean, I got questions.
Somebody's listening to the show.
Yeah, I
so.
guess you got a point. I guess you got a point.
It's 'cause
65 downloads last month.
No
in
shit.
Romania.
Hey, what's up, Romania? We'll ship you a knife.
Right?
There you go.
No,
Maybe it's one guy who's listening
it
to every
depends.
single show.
International
Yeah.
international shipping is hard on blades.
I mean, it's a pain in the ass on some
try.
from certain states too, right? Do you have regulations on some states?
No, usually the continental U.S. is easy. I haven't really had any issues with Alaska or Hawaii.
Right.
You start going international, you start getting problems. Like right now in England, you can't carry a knife.
Right.
It's actually illegal
Yeah, they
to
just
carry.
outlawed that.
Yeah, so I don't even know what it's like to ship one over there. I mean, obviously they have restaurants and they have chefs and so forth. So hey, that's part of their tools. But
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
about
I
shipping
really
a
don't know
carry
what it'd be
knife.
like right now.
Wow.
Is that mainly the type of knives you make? Cutlery?
That
Food
seems to be
type
about like 60-70% of what I make is kitchen cutlery. But I started out doing.
Not that you walked into this store, pal.
Yeah.
You're making all types of fucking crazy shit now.
Yeah, we're making just regular knives,
Yeah.
walk in here and leave with 30
It's like,
orders.
so I need a Vorpal long sword made out of,
Yeah.
like obsidian and some other craziness. I'm like, and I just nod my head and go, I do it. I do
Right.
it.
Greg was a challenge.
Yeah.
That handle, the handle we made.
Yeah, that was it.
So we make our own handles too.
Right.
I have another company that we make our handles and tried to get it as accurate as I could to the Pastani colors, but 72 hours doesn't leave a lot of time to
Right.
custom hand make it. Yeah.
I need to redo it. No, there's no redo
Yeah,
time.
there was no
This is-
redo. It was
Yeah.
like this is it.
This is where we live. This is the world we live in. Mm-hmm. So.
All right, that's it.
All right, well,
Well,
hey.
I don't know when this show's going to go up, but the Mute show put us up 45.6% against last year.
Wow, so we got
But
some
it-
growth.
Could have been a bad show last year. Who knows?
Well, you never know. But hey, well, I appreciate you guys coming out. And,
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And thanks for making the knives for the shop and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I look forward to fucking with you guys a little bit longer and learn a little more about the craft and see what you guys produce in the future.
Oh yeah,
Come on by. Come visit.
yeah. Same with you, Greg, whomever. You want to come by the shop, come hang out.
Cool.
Throw some steel in the forge and let you hit it with a hammer.
I like that. I like that.
Oh.
It's a good way to take out frustration. You have a bad day, come over and beat the shit out of something.
All
You
right.
can stop cold plunging, Michael, and start doing hammering
Hey,
steel.
I'm all I feel like I can integrate both.
There you go.
All right.
All right, so that's it.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from the correctional institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, thank you for using T-Netics.
This has been a Cigar Hustlers Podcast, a Mike and Mike production. Be sure to listen every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for all new episodes with some of the biggest names in the cigar industry. You can follow the guys on Instagram at Cigar Hustler for Mikey and FCC_Mike for Mike Too. You can also follow the show on Instagram at a Cigar Hustler Podcast and on the Facebook page and the all-new YouTube channel. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on whichever podcast provider you choose. Thanks for listening.
Mike squared.